The next postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Tonight against the Hornets, Karl Anthony Towns in transition. Yeah, he can still do that. 35 points, tied a season high with 18 rebounds. Melo Ball had 34. He's got the one-legged three. That was 3 plus a foul. The Hornets trying to stay in there, but too much from the Knicks. Jalen Brunson bouncing back after last night's performance in Boston. He had 26 points tonight, and the Knicks beat the Hornets tonight. Final count 119-104. And it was Garden of Dreams night tonight in the arena. And we continue with our Garden of Dreams fundraiser. Go to msg.com/GDFNYK. A $100 donation gives you a chance to win one of 20 great prizes, all to benefit the great foundation that is the Garden of Dreams, which changes lives for area children facing obstacles. Want to remind everybody, the fundraiser Wally Szczerbiak runs through December 10th at 11 a.m.
Yep. So we appreciate all your donations. The MSG swag bag, get to meet Mike and Clyde. Christmas Day game, which is going to be a big one. I can't wait for that one on Christmas Day. That's always a huge game. So we appreciate all your support out there. Thank you for all those that have supported and continue. Really makes a big difference in the children's lives in the tri-state area.
Changes lives.
Yes.
And we appreciate your support and keep it coming. MSG.com/GDFNYK. What about the game? It seems like these leads, as a former coach used to say, these leads are never safe.
Nope.
But the Knicks may have bent, but they never broke.
Well, I'm going to start with Rick Brunson's scout, which Mike Brown alluded to him having the defensive scout. How about the defense? 40% shooting for the Charlotte Hornets, 12 points in the first quarter, held them to 104 points. The defense right now has become pretty rock solid, especially at home for this New York Knicks team. You're going to have ebbs and flows in the new NBA. You know, the Knicks are patching together a bench right now. Starters were outstanding again. And you just take a win however you can get it. I mean, this is a team in the Hornets that has been struggling, yes. They were sitting, resting for a couple days in New York, getting ready for this game. And on a back-to-back, an emotional loss against your arch rival, the Celtics, you come back with a great win. That's a big positive win with some big-time performances by Cat, Brunson, Bridges, Hart, you name it. All the boys had nice nights.
Yeah, every one of the Knicks starters in double figures tonight. Knicks in the first half up by 20, but then the lead was cut to 6 at the half. We've seen that before. But in the third quarter, the Knicks turned it on and really established control again, and were able to go on to win.
That's just so you get your sugar intake when the game gets close. We know what you need.
I do go through a bag of candy when the 20-point lead becomes 6, I must admit.
There you go. Nice pass right there, Karl Anthony Towns, finding Mikal Bridges. You know, Towns had a big-time game, 35 points. You forget he had 29, too, last night against Boston. When teams want to go small and not put a legitimate 5-man out there to guard him, he's going to make them pay. He was dishing the rock all over the place. This third quarter, the way the Knicks came out, made some adjustments at halftime, and they just throttled this Hornets team, sent a message that you have no chance to beat us on our home floor. We are a dominant home team. You mentioned it now, 11-1. That is impressive. Teams come into MSG, and they are not getting wins. You know, the Knicks played really good basketball in that third quarter. Ball was moving. I thought it was interesting how Mike Brown made some interesting substitutions early in the third quarter. Got Huckporty and Clarkson in the game because I think he's noticing that whoever I put out on the floor with Hart, Bridges, and Jalen Brunson, they're going to have success. So he's trying to get guys off the bench confident with those moments, with those guys and the starters out there. And that's overall a really solid win on a back-to-back.
Take a look at the numbers of note. Knicks 22 fast break points, and the Hornets only had 7. Here now with Mikal Bridges. Mikal, thanks for dropping by. What do you think was most important for you guys to get the win tonight?
Just staying with it. I think they made a great run in the second quarter. Came out the third. Had a nice little push, and I think just staying with the whole 48 minutes.
You've had such a great early season, efficient on offense. How about the way you've been able to contribute with the steals and the blocks, with the stocks? You're among the league leaders in the stocks category.
Just trying to do whatever to help the team win. Trying to be aggressive and make plays for my teammates.
You guys are now 11-1 at home. What's the magic behind your guys' success here?
I think the crowd just lifts us up. Yeah, I'm upset that we keep losing on the road, but, happy that we can win here every time, pretty much.
All right, Mikal, thanks for dropping by, and congrats on a great game.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
All right, Wally, so 14 shots is all he needs to score 16 points, 2 more steals, 1 more block shot.
Yep, and that's 12 games in a row in a Knick uniform with 2 steals or more. And the leader is Mark Jackson at 15. So he continues to track that down, just getting it done in a lot of different ways. The most impressive part to me of the way he's playing this season is
so efficient, right?
Exactly. He takes good shots. I love guys that take the shots they know they can make, shoots high percentages from the three-point line, and he's also getting some easier looks by taking the ball to the basket at times and getting some steals that leads to easy transition dunks and layups. So he's playing outstanding basketball. He's had to step up his game with no OG Anunoby in the lineup, and he sure has played his best basketball in a Knick uniform since OG went down.
All right, well, let's say hello to Monica McNutt. As always, help call the game on the radio on ESPN New York. Monica, what do you think about tonight's game? What are you thinking about?
That was solid. I think that was a good performance by the Knicks. I remember saying to Tyler, I was like, all right, let's see if they can keep this lead at 15 for the duration of this fourth quarter. Not so much, but ultimately, I think it's a win where they were able to share the basketball. They shot pretty well. It was great to see Jalen Brunson bounce back from that performance last night in particular.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns was outstanding. He really was. He had another monster performance. Monica, it's fun to watch him play when other teams try to play him with some smaller guys because they got no chance. And inexperienced centers, inexperienced big men, Karl Anthony Towns is just schooling him. I mean, he really is. He's found his comfort zone. Big-time monster game.
Guys, what is it about him at the 5 that he seems to prefer?
Go ahead, Monica. What do you think?
Well, the matchups, Pidto, are the first thing that come to mind for me, right? Because, and he actually ran it tonight. There's a play in Mike's system, or Mike Brown's system, where he catches the ball on the free throw line extended, and he makes that dump down pass. It's oftentimes a cut to Deuce McBride, and I love it. But the matchups with the 5 are often just barbecue chicken, if you will, like the young man said that was in the press conference earlier today representing the coach through the Garden of Dreams program. So I thought tonight he was aggressive. He made it a point to get into the paint and to finish versus various matchups. And then, of course, to get his three-point ball to fall. It had been a little elusive as of late. So 3 for 7 is outstanding from him. But Tyler Murray on the radio actually pointed out that he has never had a 3-game stretch in a Knick uniform where he did not have a double-double except for these last 3 games. So you talk about bouncing back in a big-time way with a monster double-double.
Yeah, he was huge. I think one of the big things why he likes the 5, too, is because he's surrounded by right now with the Knicks starting lineup, all shooters and all playmakers. So he has so much room to operate. The floor is so spread and spaced. And then other teams in the NBA, the trend is we want to get faster, we want to play with more pace, and we want to play with a little quicker and smaller big men. And Karl Anthony Towns is going to feast on guys with his size and his strength. He's getting so many easy baskets inside because other teams are trying to go at him in pick and rolls and move him around on the defensive end of the floor, but he's making them pay on the offensive end of the floor.
All right. Hey, Monica, thanks for dropping by as always. We'll talk to you on Friday night.
Sounds good.
First little guy on your left is Aiden Nella. He was the honorary Knick tonight, part of Garden of Dreams night, an honorary coach. Peter Leo, he's right there, walking with Coach Mike Brown as our Garden of Dreams fundraiser continues. Wally, MSG.com/GDFNYK. The fundraiser goes until December 10th at 11 a.m. $100, get you a chance at some great prizes.
Outstanding prizes. Your donations go to a great place to change children's lives. And I'll tell you, Knicks, Cleveland Cavaliers, Christmas Day, that's going to be a good one. Delta Lounge Access, Mike Green, Clyde Frazier, MSG, gift bag, grab bag, good stuff all over the place as far as prizes you can win.
We continue now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer. Next up for the Knicks, they're home against Utah on Friday night. Pregame at 7, game at 7:30. And then for the 3rd time this year, the Knicks will take on Orlando. That's Sunday afternoon with a pregame at 11:30 and the game Sunday at noon. Time now to listen into Mike Brown's postgame comments, as always, presented by Chase.
It's a good win by the guys, good bounce-back win. You know, this is how we've been playing at least the last 5 or so games. You know, we did a nice job protecting the paint. They had 40 points in the paint. We offensive rebounded. I mean, we had 30-second chance points on 13 offensive rebounds, and those are 2 areas that we're missing tonight. So for our guys to lock in and focus on those 2 things, it was huge. Obviously, a lot of good performances from our guys, and the count was unbelievable. One turnover, and he played 39 minutes tonight, but 35 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists. But like I said, more importantly, 1 turnover. That was a phenomenal game by him. Our guys moved the basketball. We had 42 baskets, 28 assists, 22 fast break points. So a good win, especially coming off a back-to-back and a tough loss in Boston last night. I don't know if I've ever done this before. I've been doing this for a while. But our defensive player of the game was Ariel, and he had 0 defensive rebounds, and he fouled out. So interesting, but having said that, his impact was huge. He had a couple of blocks, 50-50 balls, and then he went vertical a couple of times and changed shots in the paint. So I'm happy for him, and this is a guy who hadn't played much, in a while. So he logged a lot of minutes for us, at least in his case, 12 minutes, or a little over 12 minutes, but he was our defensive player of the game.
Mike, you guys have obviously done a pretty good job building leads over the last 5 or 6 games, but protecting them. We've seen other teams kind of creep back into the games. What have you seen from that? Is it you chalk it up to be the game of runs, or is it anything that you've seen in each of these leads that you guys have built that really stood all the way through?
Yeah, it's a game of runs. I mean, that's why I'm not necessarily afraid to start, rookie at times if I feel the matchup is right or whatever, because I don't think you'll ever lose or win a game at the start. NBA game is a long game, and your opponent's going to eventually make a run. So the times that we have stretched it and held on to it, that's unusual for the NBA. And all you got to do is look at everybody's was it plus minus or net rating or however you want to call it. I think it's plus minus when it comes down to how many you score, your opponent score. There's only a couple of teams that are in double digits, and everybody else is in single digits or less. And it's just the league is talented.
From an adversity perspective, though, what happened in the second quarter was somewhat similar to what happened in the second quarter the other night. To see your team respond and be able to kind of finish it out just the next day, were you happy with at least just showing that type of grit in that situation?
100%. And that's what I told him. I said, first of all, it's good to, sometimes, you're not going to win every game. And so taking an L and trying to really hammer home the things you need to hammer home when you lose, and learn from it, not get down, not be upset, but don't get down from it. That's going to happen. But also to learn when you get a win is great. And tonight, that's what we did. We go back and things I talked about in terms of protecting the paint, being physical, and trying to do it without fouling. Those little things, they add up to a lot. And so for us to be able to kind of stall out offensively, and they go on a run, and then us respond the right way by getting some stops and getting out in transition ourselves. It was a big night for us.
When you called that timeout like a minute and a half into the second half, it seemed like you guys took off from there, but I think it was a wide open layup for LaMelo. Do you see something there that you just wanted to correct right on the spot and kind of wake guys up there?
Yeah, it happened to us. I remember Jaylen Brown, he went down the middle of our defense and dunked the ball without getting touched, and at Facebook was the same play. And we talked about, hey, we want to defend the paint. We want to defend the paint, and we're going to give up a lot of 3 attempts. Our closeouts, there's some technique things that we could do, work on our closeouts, which we're doing a better job of. Teams aren't shooting as high as percentage. Now teams are going to keep shooting them because we got to protect the paint. But to have that happen when it happened to us last night, I just want to remind our guys that that's not who we are, and that's not going to be okay. Our guys responded. I give them credit.
Is there a certain number of miscues you need to see in a row to call a timeout? Like when you let a team play through an extended period without calling time? Like, what's your philosophy on stopping them?
It depends on what the miscues are, because it's going to happen during the game. And if there's a miscue and we're still trying to scramble and figure it out, okay, let's keep rolling. Or every once in a while, a guy gets a wide open shot. Okay, that's good. But if there's something that is correctable, or where I thought we could have given better effort, then I'll hit it, just to remind them that we're not okay with this. I'm not, and you guys should be okay with this, but this is not who we are neither.
Mike, Josh in the starting lineup, it seems like it's gone pretty well so far. I was wondering, what were the factors or what happened that led you to go ahead and make that switch when you did?
You know the truth? I would tell the truth. I'm just asking this. Okay. Again, I rely on my staff, and I had reasons why I was starting it the other way, but my staff, I think all of them were like, hey, these are the reasons why it would be better. And the reality of it is I just listened to my staff. I said, okay, if I'm the only one thinking that the other way may be better at that time, then maybe I'm wrong. And I have been wrong before, and I will be wrong again in the future. And so, that's what I love about my staff is I have guys that aren't afraid on staff to tell me what I think. And now, at the end of the day, it's up to me to make the decision. I'm not going to always listen to them. But if my whole staff is telling me something, then I better open my eyes and my ears and figure out what they're really trying to say and maybe follow their lead instead of them following my lead all the time.
Mike, do you see Jalen get a lift from that buzzer beater at the end of the first half?
Did he get a what?
Did he get a lift?
You'd have to ask him. Maybe, it was a big bucket for us. It gave us momentum going into the half, and maybe it sparked him. I haven't talked to him about it, but he definitely was more aggressive in the second half and played more like what we're used to seeing from him.
The last one, not just tonight, the last 2.5 weeks or so with Yabusele, when he's been in the game, you guys have really kind of more used him as a weak side spacer, and he really just hasn't been involved very much in picking pops or anything like that, which he was the first couple weeks of the season. Why have you guys gotten away from using him as a ball screener?
First thing is he's not playing much 5 now. So usually our 5 is usually the one that's setting the screens. And so he's playing the 4, and there are a lot of ways that he can get involved playing the 4. Like for instance, on a made bucket, we want our 5 run running, and we want a small to take it out. And there was an opportunity, he had a chance to take it out, and if he takes it out, coming down the floor, he's going to be involved in action right away. And so it just depends on where he is and where he's sprinting to as we're going down the floor. How much he'll be involved. But it's hard to get pick and pop stuff with the way we play if you're not playing that center spot. There's other opportunities, but it could be anybody.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
As you heard, Ariel Hukporti may have fouled out in 12 minutes of playing time, but he had 2 blocks and 2 rebounds. He's the Knicks' defensive player of the game. Tonight's thrilling moment brought to you by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. End of the first half. Charlotte within 3 after being down 20. And Jalen Brunson hit a 3 at the buzzer to put the Knicks up by 6 at the half. And Wally, we just heard from Knicks coach Mike Brown. That was a big shot for Jalen Brunson, who went finished with 26 points, and the team. Because instead of being up by only 3, they were up by 6 going into the locker room.
That was a huge shot. And what I love about what Jalen's doing, got to 26 points, 9 for 16, very efficient shooting. He was 6 for 21 last game against Boston. Right now, the threes aren't falling, and that's fine. That's going to happen. Having been a shooter and a three-point shooter, they're going to come and go at times, and you got to find other ways to score. That's what superstars do. So what does Jalen do? Gets himself to the free throw line 8 times, makes 7. Shoots 9 for 16, over 50% from the field. The 1 3 he did hit was that one, ironically. Those threes are going to start to fall. I just love the way he was smart about how he attacked and how he took mid-range shots, because those mid-range shots, when you're in a little bit of a shooting slump from outside, they're going to go in more often than those deep threes, especially off the dribble and when you're contested and hounded. So big-time performance by Jalen Brunson. gets himself into a little bit more of a rhythm, and those threes are going to start to fall, and that's when the 30 and 40-point nights are going to come.
You knew he wasn't going to have back-to-back off nights. I don't think we've seen back-to-back off nights.
Nope.
Brunson, 6 for 21 last night, a whole lot better tonight with the 26-point output. As well, he mentioned 9 of 16 from the floor, and the Knicks win at 119-104.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Welcome back, everyone. So our Garden of Dreams fundraiser runs through December 10th at 11 a.m. Go to msg.com/GDFNYK, Wally. $100 gets you entry into a chance to win one of these great prizes, and net proceeds go to benefit the Garden of Dreams, and such a critical foundation to young people in the area.
Yeah, the donations, they just make such a difference in young children's lives in the tri-state area. How about the February 19th game against the #1 team in the East, Detroit Pistons? 2 tickets. What jersey do you want, Pidto? What jersey's going to fit you on there?
No, I want Clyde's book, Winning and Grinning.
Oh, it's a great book. I've been reading that to my little guy every single night. It is outstanding.
All right, lots of great prizes. MSG.com/GDFNYK. We had a Garden of Dreams night as well in the arena. Josh Hart with the autographs of the basketball for the young guys. Great night all the way around. Welcome back, everyone. Friday night on MSG. It's our next Knicks game as they play host to Utah. Game is at 7:30, pregame at 7. You can also stream our coverage on the Gotham Sports App. Want more than just a postgame show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free, or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports App. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.